So guys, we got this 2001 BMW X5 and there are brake lines on it like, what, 2 weeks ago? And customer called me yesterday and said that it's like stuck in second gear or third gear or something like that. So they thought it would be an ABS problem. As I said before, they had a wheel speed sensor that went bad and caused this. So I scanned it. It has the secondary area issues, which pretty sure I diagnosed before in this. I'm not 100% sure. And the catalytic converter tank venting valve. But then in the transmission, we got these EDS pressure actuator 4 and 5 codes. ABS is a brake fluid switch. But I wonder if maybe that was there before, because I didn't scan this after the lines blew before, so I don't know if that brake fluid level was all from that. But then there's this EGS signal line disturbed, SRS internal fault, air conditioning. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to do some research. I'm going to do some research on the transmission codes, and then we'll come out and maybe do some testing. But it gets these parking distance codes, I think, a lot. Because he said it works sometimes and it doesn't, but they never wanted me to look into it. So I'm not too worried about that. So guys, I scanned the BMW with my Altel because I couldn't get any information on the codes. And we got the same engine codes. Come down here to the transmission, and we only have one of those EDS codes. Like, it says EDS 5. The other one said EDS 4 and 5. And if we scroll down, it says that the electronic transmission control signal was disturbed. So I guess the only thing I'm going to do after this is I'm going to try connecting my Zeus, see if we can pull like a different code, and then if my Zeus pulls a different code, hopefully that'll help me, because I have a feeling when I call to get information on this, they're not going to give me anything. So here's what we got with the Zeus. Couldn't scan the engine, but it shows pressure regulator solenoid 5, brake fluid. So this will just do some research, see if we can figure out what pressure regulator 4 and 5 is, because the launch showed the 4. So guys, I did some research on the codes. I'll have to show you when I get inside. I was going to take this for a test drive real quick, but I got it to fail again. So let me clear the fault codes and I'll show you what happens. And probably got to turn the car off. Let's see, clear fault codes. Let's see, let's read it. No fault codes. So going to read data stream, pressure actuators. There you got these two. And look, it tells you torque converter, lockup clutch. So we'll bring these up, we'll graph them, start this up. So our actuator 4 says 156 milliamps. Actuator 5 says 780. So we'll see if we can get this stacked up real quick here in the parking lot. Hang on, I gotta turn the wheel. Okay, so we're just going to go kind of straight here, see if we can get it stacked up. Up there it went. Current just dropped down, and now we're in the limp mode. See, look how high the RPMs go. And you can see 5 is just stuck down at 156 now. Just like the top one. So we're going to pull this in the shop, and then I'll show you guys the information that I found, and then we'll see if we can scope this solenoid or test the circuit. I think it might be a bad solenoid just because of the fact that you can clear it, it'll go in gear, and then as soon as you go to go, it instantly says trans failure programming or something up here in the dash, and then this happens. So here's what we got, guys. Got the printout. This is the two codes that we got, the 04 and the 05, which I found out BMWs, you just use that code. It's a waste of time. So we got those two codes. So then here's the BMW code list, and they give you the codes and then what they translate to. So we got this torque converter clutch circuit electrical. I wish the tools would decode that. And then we got this pressure control solenoid E brake band right there with the P1743. So we'll go over to our manual I printed out. We got the ATSG manual, and I was just going through it, and it tells you our resistance values and what pin number on the case. So we're gonna have like what, a half an amp or so, if I'm doing my math right. And it looks like they should all be pretty much even. So we should be able to current ramp these with, or not current ramp, but look at the current ramp with an amp clamp, hopefully. I don't know if we can bi-directional control them. I don't even know if I want to attempt to try that. But this manual is very in-depth for this transmission. It shows you like all the fluid passages. There's some neat diagrams in here. I'm trying to find the one that I wanted to show you guys. I wonder if I printed it out. There's one that showed solenoids in the wiring diagram. Let me see. Because I stopped this from printing because I didn't realize it was 100 and... It was like 100 and... It was like 150 pages or so. Let's see. Here it is. This one. Shows you all your solenoids. Shows you your connector. And then it shows you the pinout. So we're going to use that pinout. And then here it shows you what solenoid's on when. And like the function. So we're going to print those two out. And then I'm going to go see if we can find this TCM if it's easy to get to. See if we can do some non-invasive testing. So guys, I got a TCM printout. I don't think I showed you guys this, but here's the wiring diagram for the trans. There's two of these. And they don't tell you what any of the wires go to or anything. They're just labeled with a color and the pin. And it doesn't help because it says pin 1 through 40. And then the other one says like, what's the other one say? Pin 1 through 52. But they don't tell you what it goes to. Like there's no solenoids or anything drawn. So then I found a guided component test that Snap-on gave Mitchell, I guess. And it gave you the transmission control module, which I think they call it like, what was it? They call it an AGS, transmission control module. Gives you each connector, which this is actually upside down. You have to look at it that way. That's how it is in the car, at least. And see, I went down through this. I found it was connector 4. Those two pins were our problem. Pin 4 and 5, and I'm like, well, that's odd, they're next to each other. So then I came in here. Let me set this back the way it was. So this connector was connected in right here, and since I can't see what wires were what, I figured I'd just pop this off, take this cover off, and then put it back in place. But I found this. Look at all the corrosion. See if I can get the light up in here better. Let's see. This thing's really, really bad. Like, it's not bad as in not savable, but I'm hoping there's not a pin tension issue. But all the pins in here are actually corroded. It's kind of hard to see, but... And our pin is 4 and 5 right here where my thumb's at. And they're actually corroded in there too. It's harder to see with the camera. Let's see if I can get you guys in here. There you go. And now you can see the corrosion. It's not a lot up here, but I have to look to see where they're shared. I think they share a power. I mean, not a power. Is it a ground? I'm not sure. It was a purple wire on the diagram. But if you look down inside this, look at that. That is not good. Let me see if I can show you guys on the diagram here. I don't know if I showed you guys this, but I had highlighted everything. So all the solenoids, looks like they share this purple wire. And then these other wires are what control each individual one, so the red and blue, according to this. But this says some internal wires may vary in color. But I'm going to try to get this TCM out of here, and we'll see if any water got inside, and I'll try to clean it up. So guys, I got the TCM out and I pried the cover off. It's pretty easy to get off. All you have to do is bend these tabs over, and then you just pry up on this and the bottom will unhook. See the bottom tabs? They unhook, then comes out like this real easily. But look at this. We got corrosion down here. On there, and there, and there's some here. I don't think I saw any really underneath. I guess there's a little bit underneath the board. Probably hard to focus on that. There you go, you can see it a little bit. I don't think I'm going to separate this. I'm just going to try to clean it, and there's some right there. We got a bunch in here. Just going to try to clean this up with some electronic parts cleaner. And then maybe a little brush. I have tools for cleaning pins like this that I got from IPA. I think it was IPA. So we'll try to get this cleaned up, and I'm going to spray the connector in here too. Well, actually, I'm going to clean all of these because they're all a little corroded. Let's see if we can focus on this. There you go. You can see that one. This one. I think there's 3 connectors. I didn't look at this one. Yeah, that one's pretty bad too. So we're going to try to get all these cleaned up, and we'll go from there. So guys, I cleaned up all the connectors. Look how nice they are. There's no corrosion now. I did some drag tests on this one that was all corroded really bad. The wires seem to be good, at least the ones that were causing codes. So they're all nice and clean now. I was trying to get some Stabilant 22. It seems like nobody around me sells it, and they said it would be like 2 or 3 days till they got some. But I got the PCM all clean. All the pins are all nice and clean now. I sprayed this off and got all the corrosion off. There's none underneath the board that I could see. All I did was use a brush. Use this plastic brush and some parts cleaner that didn't dry quick to wash it, and then some quick drying to finish cleaning it up. And then for the terminals, I used these to clean them up, like for the connector. So they're all real nice and clean, so I'm going to get this all back together. We'll see if it fixes it. So guys, I got the cover back on. I got to get the cover for here. I guess you should probably get a new cap-in filter. I did test it, and the thing does move now. It doesn't throw the code, so I'm going to get this all ready for a test drive. Just got to put the cowl back on. So guys, we're driving down the road pretty fine right now. You can see the mids are updating, and it's controlling the solenoids. You can see the currents changing. I think, yeah, 5 was the shift solenoid. 4 is the torque converter clutch, so I'm assuming it like pulse width modulates it or something. That's why the current's varying. But it seems to be driving really good right now. Because before it would set instantly, like you clear the code, you go to drive, and it would act up. So I'm just going to keep driving, and when I get back to the shop, I'll let you guys know what happened. So guys, we're making it back to the shop. The car seems to like the fix, hasn't caused any issues, and we'll quick check, see if there's any codes. I don't think there's gonna be, so we'll quick save this. Firm. We'll go back. So read fault codes. Wheel sump temperature sensor. So we do have one. Guessing that's transmission temperature. Let's see. Let's read data stream. Let's see if we have temperatures. Showing 80 degrees. That's probably not right. I guess we'll have to look at that then. Let's go back. Let's check the engine. I know the check engine light came on. It was on for like cat codes and everything emissions related. Let's see. Sometimes this doesn't like to let me see it without doing a full report. Pick each system. I'll have to do a health report. I'll have to wait, let it sit here, and then we'll look at it. So guys, I went back in and graphed the temperature sensor. Look at this, it's jumping all around. So I bet you probably has a bad temperature sensor. So with it on, it doesn't jump around. Let's try turning it off again. See if it jumps around at all. There it goes, it's going up and down. So we could test this sensor. I may just pull it back in and just check it again. I have to go look at the wiring diagram, see if it shows me the sensor, but that's crazy. It goes all the way up to like 350 degrees. It's kind of crazy. I've never seen a temp sensor jump around like that. We're not running, guys. So guys, I disconnected this connector, and I can't show you guys now because I touched it and it fell, but you might be able to see this. Let me zoom out a little bit, get some more light on here. So pin 30, pin 30 right here had a pin bent over to 22. You can see the mark right there, like it corroded off. And it was shorting over, and that's what was causing our temp to go up. I touched it, and then the pin fell all the way down in the car. But pin 30 happens to be right there, and pin 30 is not used, and you can see pin 30 is now missing. You can see the mark right there where it was like melting. It's the second pin from the end on the bottom. On the right, you can see the 31 upside down. Here you go, guys. I'll reenact how it was. This is how it was. I found the pin. It was laying at the very bottom of the box. I got it with a magnet, but that's how it was when it came out. Even though it's pin 30, which would be up here where my thumb's at, somehow it got into pin 29, and it's all corroded on the bottom. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's how it was. So I'll pull that back out. We'll connect this back up, and we'll see if our temp sensor works. But let's see if we can look at this on the light. There you go, that's our pin. But the end of it's all corroded and black. I'm guessing it got really hot, that's why. It like melted into the plastic. So let's go turn our key on. I think my Diagun might be inside yet. It's not in here. Oh, it's on the front of the car. Blind. So let's go into read data stream. There we go, zoom out. Temperatures. Got two temperatures. Look at that, 147 degrees. That sounds a lot better. Let's start this up. Look at that. So I'm gonna get this back together. I'll take it for a test drive and we'll come back and we'll see if this fixes that. So guys, I made it back, survived, and our trans temp slowly went up. No dropouts. I think we started at like 170, so I think that's good there. So we'll save this, we'll go back, see if we have any other codes. Let's see. No codes in there. Let's see if we can check the PCM. It just had secondary error codes earlier. Yeah, secondary error and cat codes. So there we go. Our shifting problem's fixed. We didn't have to use any really fancy tools. It's all pretty basic. But we narrowed it down with the wiring diagrams to what we needed to test. And then we visually found our problem. Hopefully you guys like this. See you later.